Welcome back. I'm stood here with James Duxbury, the championship leader of TKM Extreme, the race you're going to be seeing next. James, the first two rounds you've been on the podium, but they have been dry races. It's looking like it's going to be a wet race here today. Is that going to affect you?
Well, no, it shouldn't affect us too much. We were quick yesterday during testing in the morning, so we should just be as quick as normal.
What about your competition? Were they quick in testing?
Yeah, you had Phil Smith was very quick in testing. He's always been quick in the wet. And a few other competitors aren't too bad, but we should be good still.
See, Phil Smith won here last round, didn't he? And he's going to be starting about 7 places in front of you. Is that going to affect you?
No, it shouldn't be too bad. 7 places ain't as far as you'd like, but I should be able to catch him, I think.
First and a third so far. What will it be this month? 2 new players at this round, Stephen Napier and Ian Cameron on pole and P2. Mark Poulter took a big hit last month, he's on 3, then comes Chris Prescott. The favourite for this round is Mark Hobson, he's on 5, then comes Chris Cash. James Taylor on 7, Paul Phelan on 8, then Noel Devery for Solar Lubricants on 9 and Andy Gorman on 10. Chris Burton's on 11, Stephen Cash on P12. Jack Oldham had a tangle at the first round, good drive last month. Leicester comes next. Then Stephen Morton on 15, Dean Golber on 16, Phil Smith, last month's winner, on 17, Jamie Chris 18. Then comes Matt Bell, the junior British champion, on 19, followed by Paul Monks, then Wayne McCauley, Luke Caudle, new sponsor this month, the Charles Jeffrey Group. Martin Lyle is on 23, and the championship leader, the one cart, there he is, James Duxbury. TKM Extreme for ages 15 and over. Championship leader is James Duxbury, we've just seen. Here we go, we're underway and running. Green light as they go through the line. Duxbury's not got a very good start there. He's still way back at the back of the field. 24 card of Chris Prescott looks like he's going on a whole different circuit to everybody else. He's going over the top of the track as they come down towards us through the left-hander. Lyle gets a bit of a nudge, and it's Paul Monks, number 5, one of the main championship contenders, 5th in the championship so far, who is off through turn 2. You can see Prescott there rejoining the track, and 15, Chris Burton, the only man out on slicks in this race. He's already had an off through turn 2, so got it all to do. That's Phil Smith, kart 8. Let's have a look at that replay. Coming through the left-hander. All the leaders stream through there. You can see kart 2 there. Martin Lyle just gets a bit of a nudge. You can see the damage on Monks' kart. He's gone straight on onto the grass. Kept it all together. You can see how wet it is there. He is on wets. Nice bit of mowing, I have to say. Ben's the man that can give us the information on track conditions. Ben?
Alan, let me try and paint a picture for you of the track conditions out here. It is quite dry, there's no rain falling from the sky, and it's quite warm as well. But corner 1 is dry, corner 2 is dry, corner 3 is wet, 4 is drying, 5 is wet, and then Rogerson's and Luna very, very wet, and then the main straight is completely dry again.
Now, I think you had in an extra turn in there, Ben, somewhere. We've just seen Dean Golber going past the pre-race favourite, Mark Hobson. Hobson looks like he's struggling here today. He was the pre-race favourite going in, 6-4 he was in the offices. If you were to have a bet now, you'd be betting on the one cart of James Duxbury. There he is, he's already up to 8th place. He started in 24th, made up 16 big ones so far. Hobson trying to make a place back through turn 1. Here's that circuit and club guide we promised you earlier. Hope you've got your pen and paper handy. Make a note of the circuits and clubs, give them a ring and pop along. Up the inside of Hobson is the championship leader. Looking to go with him is Jamie Crease as well. I think he's completed that move. There's last month's winner just going through to second place. That's Phil Smith. 12, 21 and 9 going with him. That's Leicester, Cash and Dean Golber. Ian Cameron being demoted 4 places in 1 turn. Right-hander at Luna Bend. Paul Phelan being demoted to 7th place by the championship leader. Duxbury up to 6th, Phelan's 7th. Matt Bell there in 8th, and Jamie Crease, number 7, there in 9th place. The 6th cart of Matt Bell, there he is. Matt, the 2004 British Open Junior Champion. He was the 2005 British Junior Intermediate Champion, as we see Lyle up the inside for another spot. He, of course, has moved into the Senior TKM Extreme class this year, so can't defend that championship. I believe that championship this year will be won by my pre-season favourite, Michael Comber. He's just won all 3 heats and the final at the latest round, held at Wilton Mill. We'll see what happens for the rest of the season. It's still pretty close as Chris Burton creates a whole new line through Dunlop hairpin. The only man on slicks. He's struggling at the moment. Those tyres may come to him, but I don't think they're going to come to him quick enough. There's the man who was displaying the bling earlier on. That's Wayne McCauley, kart 4. The cameraman in the middle of the circuit gets all creative on me as Napier goes through. Dunlop hairpin in the lead, but for how long? Is being closely hounded by Smith now. Here's Paul Monk's kart 5 driving it back through the field. Here's Smith going for the lead up the inside of Napier. Makes it stick as well. Left-handed now out onto Rogerson's. Rolls the front tyre over the curb. Ben's got some news, terminal news about the pre-race favourite.
Mark Hobson, favourite for this race, has retired. His front wheel seems to have fallen off. So he's out of the race on the exit to the first corner.
Some serious mechanicking needs to be going on Hobson's kart then if the wheels are falling off, literally. Gap between Napier in second, Lester in third, 1.87 seconds. Bell is back past Duxbury, and so is McCauley as well, Mr. Bling. There is Wayne McCauley. Ben was questioning earlier whether or not anybody could stop James Duxbury from running away with this championship. Well, I think we've just had the answer. There's 7. Jamie Crease up the inside. Duxbury fights back. He'll squeeze him to the outside. Dean Golber having a fantastic run here. Kart 9. Dean's only been racing about 20 months. There's Smith, the leader. Second is Napier. Third is Lester. And fourth is Dean Golber. Fifth is McCauley. Then comes Bell. Then Duxbury being hounded by Jamie Crease, but not for much longer. Crease off! Oh, sickener. And he's not the only one, Ben.
Oh, disaster for Martin Lyle, trying to go down the inside of someone onto Rogerson straight, lost the rear end and spun it just in front of me. He's gone right down to the back of the field now, and that's a disaster for the championship.
Well, it's a disaster for Martin Lyle's championship as Smith goes through the hairpin. He's even got time to have a look at the cameraman. That's how far he is clear, well over 3 seconds. Duxbury looks a bit more serious. He's not looking at the cameraman. That's Luke Cordle who's struggling a bit today. 14 is Comedy Cash, the man in the funny suit and helmet, Stephen Cash. And Monks is past the championship leader now. Monks was off through turn 2, don't forget, as Dean Golber sweeps up into second place. Golber's only been racing 20 months. Great performance. He's learned how to give that push signal though, hasn't he? Oh, that old chestnut. So it's Golber through to second. Telling Lester to push him along, but Lester's been deposed, and now Golber's been deposed next lap round of that second spot. It's Matt Bell, junior British champion, through to second place, so he'll be chasing Smith. I can tell you he's a lap faster than Smith, but I don't think he's got enough laps left to close him down. Number 9, Dean Golber, what have you got? Can you hold on to the back of the junior British intermediate champion from last year? Dean Golber, one of those drivers who's relishing the opportunity to race against the quicker drivers, as we see Chris Cash go past Stephen Napier. Cash up there as well. There's Bell, Golber, Lester. Second, third and fourth, they're followed by Mr. Bling. That's Wayne McCauley. Then comes Paul Monks. Chris Cash is next, then Napier and Cordle. Napier about to get deposed. There he is. Cordle up the inside. Duxbury just about holding on to a top 10 spot, but I'm not sure he's going to stay there, to be honest. That's the leader, Smith. He's got enough of a lead. He's coming to the last lap. 1.93 seconds is the lead as we see Chris Cash through Dunlop for the last time as we rejoin it. That's Stephen Morton. He's made his way past the championship leader as well. Duxbury down to 13th place now. 17, the Solar Lubricants card of Noel Devery. Chris Burton puts in the fastest lap, but it's all too late as Smith goes across the line. He's doing the octopus celebration. That's a nice one. Very impressive, but if you want to impress me even more, you've got to drive past the clerk of the course with both hands off the wheel and risk being excluded from the race. I particularly like it then. I'm not sure the clerk of the course, Ian Blair, would though. Smith takes the win. Bell just half a second behind at the flag. Golber, a great drive for third, followed by Lester, McCauley, Monks, Cash, Cordle, Napier and Oldham. Fastest lap to Chris Burton on slicks. Burton's fastest time of 44.709, some 2 seconds faster than anybody else on the track, but it all came too late.
Here we are with the top 3 from TKM. Third, Dean Golber. This is your first time on the podium. Congratulations to you. And second, we have Matt Bell, a regular visitor to the podium all over the country and former British champion. And Phil Smith, we saw you up here last month. Congratulations, you're here again.
Thank you. Yeah, it all went well today. You know, we started near the back of the grid and we knew it was going to be hard to get through the field quickly. But luckily, everything managed to go. Well, it all went all right. So we got through the field and pulled away. Mark Hobson was a bit of a threat this month as he was starting near the front. I thought he might pull away, but luckily he didn't. I had a chance to catch him and then I pulled away. But on the last few laps, Matt Bell was catching me, which was a bit worried about. But I managed to hold off till the end, which I'm quite pleased about.
You must be a bit disappointed because obviously you didn't finish the first round. Having finished that, you may be leading the championship now.
Yeah, but you know, it's just one of them things. It's racing. You know, incident on the first corner happens a lot of time, and unluckily we got caught up in it. But you know, I'm gonna try and continue my form through the season and see if I can, you know, work my way back up to the top of the championship.
Well, Duxbury did finish that race in 13th place, so he's only got a 1 point lead now over Macaulay. Bell Cordler Mucks tied on 85 and Smith into the top 6 on 81.
The final race of the day is for Junior Rotax. Now, can John Stewart repeat his performance last month and come from the back row to take the win again? Will Nico Angelides go from last to first, or will there be a new face on the top step of the podium? Join us after the break to find out.